you're laughing about? You know what they're laughing
I'm laughing at Chuck, girl.
Shaq, I know what they're laughing at. You understand?
Shaq is over there crumbling up paper. That's why I was laughing.
That's not what I'm going
I'm laughing at Chuck, girl.
Come on, tell the truth.
That Bronny what?
Ain't no way he should be in the NBA. Come on. There's no way.
The second that happened, the entire arena felt it. Before most people even figured out what they were watching, LeBron James was already gone. Not just physically, the energy, the presence. The moment he reportedly walked off that court early, something shifted, and the cameras caught every second of it. Within minutes, social media exploded. The crowd couldn't stop talking, and one name kept coming up again and again. Because that's what happens when LeBron is involved. Every single move gets louder. Every reaction doubles in size. Every detail becomes a debate. And this one had all the ingredients: a superstar, a controversial moment, and a media machine that never, ever sleeps. It didn't take long before the story landed exactly where you knew it would. Straight into the hands of the one man who never backs down from a controversy. Stephen A. Smith. And what he said on live television, you need to hear it for yourself.
He went on.
Oh, hold on. I want to let my man have to tell about Bronny. How you feel about Bronny?
I don't like Bronny James. I don't. I just feel like he's just one of those, my dad's here. You can't tell me what to do. He's a little kid running around.
I swear, that's what it looked like.
That's what it looked like to me. I don't like him.
That wasn't analysis. That was a verdict. Stephen A. didn't pause, didn't soften it, didn't give LeBron the benefit of the doubt for even 1 second. Because in his mind, when you're the face of the NBA, there is no such thing as a small moment. Every exit, every reaction, every second you're on camera, it means something. And when you leave early, the whole league watches, the whole world watches. One side of the debate heard Stephen A. and nodded. Yeah, accountability matters. Leadership isn't just about scoring 40 points. It's about how you finish, how you carry yourself when it's tough, and when it's ugly, and when everyone's watching to see what you'll do next. But the other side, they pushed back hard. Said the media was turning one moment into a mountain. Said context matters. Said Stephen A. was running with the story before the facts even settled. Same event. Two completely different interpretations. That's the tension that's been building all week. And it wasn't done yet. Because while Stephen A. was breaking LeBron down with maximum intensity, somewhere else in the media world, a completely different conversation was starting. Bronny James, the pressure, the expectations. The endless debate about whether he even belongs in the league. And when that topic hit the desk, Shaq's reaction told you everything.
And LeBron James electing to get off of social media. Is that because of you, LeBron James? Or is it because of your son, Bronny James, and his struggles in the D-League and the NBA prior to that, college basketball, prior to that, high school basketball when he was an All-American averaging 14 points a game, and people said no All-American averages 14 points a game.
You see that right there? That laugh wasn't random. That wasn't Shaq being polite or filling airtime. That was a man who has lived inside the spotlight his entire life. Looking at this Bronny conversation and thinking, come on, enough already. And that contrast right there, Stephen A. with maximum seriousness on one side, Shaq laughing on the other. That's the entire story in one image. Think about what's really happening here. On one side, you've got Stephen A. treating every single moment around the James family like it carries the weight of NBA history. And maybe he's right. Because LeBron isn't just a player anymore. He's a symbol. He's a legacy. He's 20 plus years of the highest level of attention any athlete in this sport has ever carried. When LeBron walks off a court early, people don't just see a tired 39-year-old making a practical decision. They see what it means. They attach a story to it. They turn it into a chapter. That's the world he lives in now. That's the world he chose. Or maybe the world that chose him a long time ago. And Bronny didn't even get to choose. He was born into that spotlight before he ever touched an NBA floor. The debate was already running at full speed. Is he good enough? Does he deserve to be here? Is this about merit, or is this about his last name? Those questions were being asked before his first professional minute, and they haven't stopped since. That's what Shaq was reacting to. not Bronny's game, not one performance or one bad night. The noise, the relentless, never-ending noise that surrounds this kid before he's even had a real chance to develop. Shaq's been in a spotlight. He knows what that weight feels like. And when the conversation spirals into overdrive, sometimes the only honest reaction is to laugh. Not because it's funny, because it's gotten that ridiculous. But here's the part most people are completely missing in all of this. This isn't just about one early exit. It's not just about Bronny's stat line, or Shaq's laugh, or Stephen A's reaction. What we're really watching is a collision, a full-speed crash between two completely different ideas about what NBA coverage is supposed to be. Stephen A believes that when you are the face of the league, every moment is meaningful. Every decision reflects something bigger. You don't get to check out early, physically or mentally, without people reading into it. Because leadership isn't just what you do when the lights are bright and the game is close. It's what you do when it gets hard, and when the cameras are still rolling, and when everyone's watching to see if you'll hold the standard. That's a serious argument, and millions of people agree with it. But then Shaq steps in with a completely different philosophy. Let players grow. Stop building mountains out of every moment. Stop putting a 20-year-old under a microscope before he's even found his footing in this league. Development takes time. Progress isn't always visible in a box score, and the noise, all of it, can crush a young player before he ever gets the chance to become what he's capable of becoming. That's also a serious argument, and millions of people agree with that too. The problem is, today's media machine doesn't really have room for patience. It doesn't wait for context. It doesn't slow down for nuance. A single clip goes viral in minutes. A reaction video follows. Then a breakdown. Then a counter reaction. Then a debate show. Then social media takes it from there. And within 24 hours, one moment has been turned into a full-blown cultural conversation that has almost nothing to do with basketball anymore. That's exactly what happened here. LeBron's reported early exit became a referendum on his leadership. Bronny's name became a symbol for nepotism, expectations, and the burden of legacy. And Stephen A. and Shaq became the two poles of a debate that millions of fans are actively taking sides on right now. And here's what makes it even more complicated. LeBron reportedly stepped away from social media recently, and the question Stephen A. raised was direct. Is that because of you, LeBron? Or is it because of your son? Because of the pressure building around Bronny? Because the comments got too heavy and the narrative got too loud, and even the most battle-tested superstar in the sport hit a wall with it? That question doesn't have a clean answer, and that's exactly why this story keeps spreading. Because when there's no clean answer, people keep arguing, they keep clicking, they keep watching, and the machine keeps running. And the conversation we keep having, over and over, in studio after studio, on timeline after timeline, shows exactly how much that pressure has already shaped the way people talk about him. Shaq's message is simple. Back off, let him play. Stop treating every moment like the final word on who this kid is going to become. Stephen A's message is just as direct. Standards exist for a reason. Accountability doesn't pause for anyone, not even the son of the greatest player of his generation. And both of those things can be true at the same time. That's what makes this so hard to settle. That's why it keeps going. That's why this particular story, starting from one reported early exit, has turned into a conversation about legacy, media culture, expectations, and what it really means to carry the James name in today's NBA. The cycle isn't slowing down. Every day brings a new angle. Every clip generates a new debate. And every time LeBron or Bronny shows up in a headline, the whole machine fires back up again. Some fans are locked in with Stephen A. They believe this level of scrutiny is exactly what comes with being the biggest name in the sport. You don't get to be LeBron James and ask for privacy. You don't get to be Bronny James and expect a quiet development process. The spotlight is part of the deal, always has been. Other fans are firmly in Shaq's corner. They believe the media has crossed the line from coverage into obsession, that the conversation has stopped being about basketball and started being about clicks, about views, about who can generate the strongest reaction in the shortest amount of time. Here's the truth. Both sides are watching the same events and coming away with completely opposite conclusions, and that gap isn't closing anytime soon. What we can say for certain is this: the NBA media world has never been louder. A single moment can travel faster and hit harder than at any point in the history of this sport. And when that moment involves LeBron James, the volume goes up by a factor of 10. So the question isn't just whether LeBron was right or wrong to leave early. The question isn't just whether Bronny deserves more time or more scrutiny. The real question is, what kind of NBA culture are we building? One where accountability and standards drive the conversation? Or one where the noise gets so loud that actual development and actual progress get buried underneath it? That's the debate that matters, and it's worth having. So where do you stand? Are you with Stephen A. on this one? Or do you think the whole thing got blown way out of proportion? Drop your take in the comments right now. We read every single one. If this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with someone who's ready to argue about it. We'll see you in the next one.